What is the heart of teaching? At Teaching with Heart, we believe that teaching can be broken up into two components: the doing of teaching and the being of the teacher. The doing of teaching is concerned with things like evidence-based practice, as schools use the best advice from expert research to inform what their teachers do. This evidence comes from large-scale studies in the UK and also takes inspiration from all over the world as we try to make our schools as successful as the Finns, adopt wraparound Singaporean-style school days, or aim to teach maths more like the Chinese do. The doing of teaching is strongly linked with performance management, as schools monitor what their teachers do in order to ensure that what needs to be done gets done. Alongside performance management, the doing of teaching is implemented through targets, through the measurement of outcomes, and through accountability for both of these. Indeed, the doing of teaching is best understood from the outside by an impartial observer who judges the measurable outcomes. For many teachers, the doing of teaching is experienced through new initiatives, techniques, and strategies. Strategies that are developed by experts and implemented by staff. Often these are a welcome addition to a teacher's toolkit, but they can sometimes be overwhelming. Overall then, the doing of teaching can be seen as a top-down process in which experts inform teaching staff about what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. The teacher's role is to implement this knowledge and to follow procedures. On the other side, the being of the teacher is concerned with things that are harder to observe or to measure, but are no less important. A teacher's being consists of things like care, the very human act of caring not just for the learning of the student, but for their whole being. It is concerned with creativity, both in the artistic sense and, more importantly, in the broader sense of finding our own new answers for our own questions, rather than relying on the authority and intervention of others. The being of teachers is not always observable from the outside, but instead is to be found in relationships with students, as teachers engage in genuinely two-way relationships, in which both they and their students are changed. And this relationship extends beyond the bounds of the classroom into a community of which schools and teachers are an integral part. The being of teachers is all about those things which connect us and change us, such as intuition and imagination, and emotion, about real human contact between one person and another. In contrast to the doing of teaching, the being of the teacher is grounded in, and nurtured by, trust. Trust that those who work with children can develop their own understanding and create knowledge from the bottom up. So, where do we stand in the education system today? Well, doing without being can be inhuman and robotic. Most of us wouldn't want our children taught by someone who could do all of the techniques efficiently, but didn't care for them, or listen to what they had to say. But being without doing is no good either. This is little more than childminding. At Teaching with Heart, we believe that both sides, the doing and the being, are integral to what makes a teacher. But while we are very good in the UK at supporting teachers to do their teaching better, we invest in many mechanisms to ensure that teachers are up to date with the latest strategies, techniques and resources, we are not so good at supporting the being of teachers. Often the teacher's being is neglected, and their ability to relate, imagine and care are left undernourished. Many teachers report feeling undermined and de-skilled, unable to deepen their own understanding of themselves and their students. Teaching with Heart provides a space for teachers to reflect on themselves and on those that they teach. A space in which their being can be nurtured. A space where they are trusted to find their own answers to their own questions. You can find out more at www.teachingwithheart.co.uk.